The real flower. In the old days, when you and me were not born, the Queen of Sheba was visited by the famous King Solomon. Queen Sheba was a bit jealous of his fame for being a wise man, and she wanted to surpass him in wisdom. So she gave him a hard riddle to solve. She took him to an area in her palace where extraordinary artists had laid out an amazing artificial field with artificial flowers. It looked like there was a sea of colorful flowers which moved softly in a breeze that had also been created artificially. Colors, scents, and wind cloud not be distinguished from the real thing. The Queen spoke. My guest esteemed King Solomon, what of all these flowers is real? King Solomon was challenged is to point out this real flower to me. Solomon looked around very carefully. He used all his senses and concentrated very hard, but could not pick out the real flower. He started to sweat, to breathe heavily, and said to the Queen of Sheba, "It is very warm here. Would you please ask your servant to open a window so that I can concentrate more?" The Queen gave orders for a window to be opened. King Solomon focused hard and thought hard and looked, and after some minutes, when everybody was thinking that he had lost this challenge, he got up and pointed and said, "That is a real flower." He pointed to the flower. It was the same flower the bee had landed on a few minutes ago. When the window was opened, a tiny bee flew in without anybody noticing it, and this same bee flew around the artificial flowers before finally landing quietly on the real flower. King Solomon pointed with certainty. There was no mistake. So, all these years later, this Arab story shows how truth can still be found in a world of artificial beauty. And all these years later, we all know of the wisdom of King Solomon, but we should also know that in our days, bees are suffering. The destruction of environment is threatening bees.